to the show. We thank God you can watch the show, whether it's in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, or any other area in your home. We're excited to bring you DAP Ministries Presents. I'm your host, Reverend Willie Williams Jr. Excited about the information you're going to receive today. Excited about the month of July. July is a beautiful month. Our co-host will tell you why, but there's some great things that happened in the month of July. Also saying, I had an opportunity this week to go down to the Lower Ninth Ward and visit with some of the pastors, Pastor Byron Johnson, Central Baptist Church, and talk to him and find out what's happening in the Lower Ninth Ward. Still looking forward and visiting with the Reverend Charles Duplessis in the Mount Nebo Baptist Church and seeing some of the things that are taking place in that area. Of course, I always say, if you get a chance, go down there, see what's happening, remembering the devastation of Hurricane Katrina, and always talking about the streets because they're doing some renovation on the streets. The streets are bad, but they're fixing them. They're in the process of fixing them. Caffin Avenue, a couple of other streets that they're doing some work on there, but. Make sure you go down there to encourage those citizens that live down there, and also those pastors that are living down there. Encourage them. I was talking to Pastor Harris, and he was saying about everything is well at his church, but some of his members are passing on, going to glory. Again, we're always thankful to God for our co-host, the Reverend Darryl Smith, known as DK Smith, 940. Oh, I'm sorry, DK Smith.
No, you know what you can say.
Former 940 AM radio personality. I used to hear his slogan.
Take you home in
I
style.
take you home in style. With a smile.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to take you home. He's just going to talk to you today. Reverend DK, look, it was in me all that time, and I was so used to hearing it, and then used to hearing you on the radio. It's hard to give up and listening to that at a certain time. And what was your hours again?
3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Here I go. I take you home in style with a smile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met somebody a couple of weeks ago, or last week, and of course, because of the non-changes that's going on, you might still hear a commercial or something like that.
Yeah,
I like listening to you on the radio, DK. It's like, I ain't been on the radio for over a year, so it's like.
So they say, well, who's that on the radio?
Yeah.
Imitating you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, that's really me.
Yeah.
I'm not there, though.
But I like the fact that, and I stand corrected because I think we talked about this before, saying former on-air personality, whatever like that, and also saying former pastor.
Right.
But that title still stands, Pastor DK, Pastor Darryl K. Smith.
All that applied to you.
All that applies to me. So no matter what the situation is, as long as you got the former, there's a former president, a former this and former that.
You used to be a former president.
Yeah, former president of my neighborhood association. In fact, I wanted to bring that up because school season is coming up, and our neighborhood association, which is considered the Delachase Neighborhood Association, is the group, but it's within the Milan area, and we've adopted the Crocker Elementary School for our school. So we're having a back to school drive, supply drive, and so they're asking anybody that's in the area and also outside the area if they could just drop the back to school supplies off at the Martin Wine Cellar that's on the corner of Penniston and Barone. There's a box, of course, number 2 pencils, paper, composition notebooks, tape, scissors, all the things that they need for school. And it'd be a good help because I have a sad story to tell. And as I think about it, when you talk about the Lower Ninth Ward, I grew up in the Lower Ninth Ward, went to McCarty Elementary and everything. And I remember, I'm saying sad because I look back on it and it was just like, it was my neglect, but it was embarrassing to my parents as well. Because I had a homework assignment, and this is before Betsy and everything.
You talking about elementary time?
Yeah, elementary time, yeah. I had a homework assignment, And lazy me, I waited till the last minute to get the homework assignment done.
Did you do it?
I did it, but it's how I did it. What happened was, how they say, what had happened was,
Don't tell me the dog ate your son.
if I had a dog, I could have said that as an excuse. But I didn't have no paper, no writing paper, and everything like that. So what I did was, back in the day, you had paper bags, everything,
Yeah,
from-
yeah.
from grocery store.
You can say swag.
I was gonna say Swagman bag. Yeah, so I wrote my homework assignment on the Swagman bag, brown paper bag, and when my mama found out that I brought that to school, and I'm pretty sure she found out because it was embarrassing, and the fact that I didn't have paper, it's not that we were poor, it's just that I was not communicating. You can
get your school supplies.
I didn't get my school supplies. Maybe I did or didn't. I just was too. I was a last minute fool. I called myself that.
You were neglecting.
I was neglected. I waited till the last minute, and
Did the teacher accept that?
She did. She accepted it, but then she said, "Oh, you poor thing," make me feel sorry. Oh, I didn't know it was all that bad. I felt bad because.
But was it a good assignment?
I don't remember what the assignment was, but it was just, the fact that I had to turn something in. But out of my neglect of waiting to the last minute, and I had this theory for the longest, and I'm sorry to say this, it carried to me somewhat in adulthood. Not all the way, but almost somewhat.
You trying to say you're a procrastinator?
I was a procrastinator to the point whereby I say I work better under pressure. And that was my excuse for being a procrastinator. Live from the pits of hell,
You don't work better.
Well, some people can work better under pressure, but no, when you really need it to be done, you need it to be done.
So you don't really want to work better under pressure. You rather alleviate that pressure.
Well, I do better. I'm trying to do better now. See, I caught myself.
At least you're honest.
I'm being honest because there's some other work I know that needs to be done right now. But so a lesson learned from that is, work under pressure, work better under pressure. Liar. Because, you do it like that. But getting back to the school drive, school supply drive is coming up, so not only for Crocker, but for other schools.
All over the city.
All over the city. Nord has something that, it just happened on this past Saturday. But Nord had a back to school drive in 4 locations, Gentilly, Uptown, at the Rosenwald, and 4 Nord locations. I have it on my phone, but I'll look it up later.
Right.
But it was all back to school supplies for those in need and everything. And I'll be honest with you, I am not one who's ashamed to be in line for free food, because if it's needed, it's needed. And I share with my neighborhood and everything. And I do want to thank my councilman, District B, Councilman Banks, along with the Drives YMCA. They had a back to school and food giveaway that took place on last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the first one in line. How you like that? It was from 8 to 12, and I got there maybe like 6:30. You got to get there early. I got there like 6:30 or 6:45.
You opened the place?
No.
They had people there that
They were lined up on Aretha Castle Haley, not Aretha Castle Haley. And the last time they had a food giveaway, I was straight in line, but they were going down Jackson and Aretha Castle Haley.
You was on the wrong location.
I was on the wrong way. So I asked the lady, I said, where does the line start? She said, you can start at Jackson. So when I got there and you turned into the parking lot where they had everything set up, that's where they were setting up and everything, I was the first one in line. So it's like, I wasn't trying to make a precedence, but hey.
You just was up early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got up early and everything. But, see, I don't procrastinate when it comes to free food, huh? But the only thing was I got, again, it wasn't just Councilman Banks, but all the other Second Harvest and all the Target and all the other companies that gave out the thing. I got 2 backpacks for kids and everything. So it was a nice gesture. And like I said, it wasn't just for me, it was for my neighbors. They gave us like 3 boxes of 6 boxes. I gave 2 boxes to my neighbor, and the other ones I split up. So it's good, and like I said, there's no shame in when something's offered, you know. And so it was a pleasure to do that. Now, the other part of that is this, the fact that here it is August, and we talked about this already, school's gonna get started, kids gotta start wearing their masks to school, you
Right.
know, and things like that. And so let's just be prepared as parents and as guardians to, you know, understand that COVID is not over.
Right, right.
You know,
Do some precautionary things
Right.
to protect the children as well as the adults as well.
Right. If we was a space apart like this, you know, we'd have our mask on.
Right,
So
right.
I'm let it be known, let it be said, fully vaccinated, but still wear my mask indoors and everything. And just because, you know, I saw a comment on somebody from next door, talking about the mandate advisory, and talk about this. I talked about this publicly before, but you know, the difference between advisory and a mandate. And so, one of the comments said that it should be a mandate to have the mask on and everything, because he was a musician, and he was playing at a gig, and he was surprised that only 2 people were masked up. You know, because an advisory is say to advise you. It's not something that you
Right.
know, you got to do. And so he was just like, he voiced his opinion by saying he was upset the fact that even though it was advisory, nobody wore a mask. You know, he wore a mask and he was a musician and everything, but nobody wore a mask. So if it was a mandate, it would be different than somebody saying you have to wear a mask and everything. And unfortunately, if we get to that point, you know.
Well, safety is first, and we have to adhere to the safety, public safety, health reasons. There are things that we can't see, but they do exist. Some people were saying, there's a commercial that talks about, I never knew anything about these dust mites, but when they magnified it and showed them, the person said, "Ooh, man, it really creeped me out that these things exist." Yes, they exist. That germs that you can't see that can be harmful, bacteria that can be harmful to you, and in some ways, animals. They can carry it. They can carry it either in your house, outside of your house, whatever. When I say animals, I'm talking about rodents. I'm talking about those little insects that people don't invite to the picnic, their dinners and things, and they can carry those diseases, those germs into your house and infect you and your family. I want to talk to you about something, but we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this, because the mandate is important, but we have to be serious about getting back to normal. If we're not serious about it, this is going to prolong.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to affect people in all kind of ways.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Poor nutrition today will increase Sarah's chances of anemia, add to her healthcare costs, sick days, even stunt her ability to learn. And the thing is, Sarah's not even born yet. Get proper nutrition before it's too late. Call or visit WIC. WIC provides nutrition information, healthcare referrals, even food. Your child has you, and you have WIC.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you. Plus, 2 against 1 is more intimidating when